you're working out, no matter how much you love it or you hate it, there's just so many days that you still don't want to do it. It's probably like 80% of my workouts lately, at least. I just really have not been in the mood to work out. You do it anyways, because you know when you're done, you just feel so much better. I don't train for anything, so sometimes there's really not a whole lot to motivate aside from getting the after effect of a really good workout. And I've been looking a lot out about, how to make change and what really makes change stick. One thing is, it is consistency. It's not the main thing though. Without this, the consistency is not going to happen. The consistency definitely is that action step that you can do to get it in action, but the real shift to have long-term success in anything is changing the identity that you have around that thing that you want to get better at, you want to start doing. Without the identity shift, it's going to be so inconsistent. Because for me, when I work out every single day. And like I said, most of those days I do not want to work out because you're just tired. But you do it anyways because you know, no matter how tired you are, you always feel so much better. The only time that I really don't feel any better is when I'm sick. Even then you feel a little bit better, but it's pretty rare. Without the identity shift, it's going to be really hard to keep going when you're not feeling good. You're not getting the results you want. The purpose is lost. Your purpose might be lost, but the identity is part of who you are. And once that identity is ingrained deep enough, you can't lose the identity. For me, for some people it's hard to work out. For me, it's hard to not work out. I have to. And just having that mindset shift, if there's something that you want to start doing, get better at, instead of first going to what you're not doing, how you're thinking about yourself in that, what's your identity around it. But with the action and the identity, I don't think it's a good idea to sit around and think, I'm going to change my identity, I'm going to change it. If you want to work out, for example, sitting down and game planning how you're going to change your identity is not going to change it. That's where the consistency comes in, the repetition, doing it every single day. And over time, as it becomes a habit from the consistency, the identity is built and shifted. That's how you make lasting change, sustainable for the long run. The identity and the why is going to keep you going. When you don't feel like working out, when you don't want to work on that new project, whenever that happens, you might have to reassess your why. Look at what your identity is still. Is it still the old identity where it's not changed yet and it's going to need more consistency? Just something that, you're watching some of these videos on YouTube with Tony Robbins is, that's a big thing that I pick up from the interventions that he does, shifting the identity in a person. And when you do that, and the consistency, taking action, those two things together is what's going to create lasting change. I mean, already just doing this bike ride, I didn't really want to do it. I was tired. I was feeling unmotivated. Being a little poopy pants. Yeah, I don't really feel very good, you know. For some reason, I just haven't been wanting to work out lately. Tell myself, I'm not really training for anything. Why do I keep doing this? Well, I did. I just come out here, put my bike on the stationary bike, 95 degrees outside, just start slow. Just do it. If you want to do a workout and you're feeling tired, just walk in there, start easy, see what happens. But just get in, do the workout, start the project, take the first step. You don't need to go full on 100%. If you're tired, don't expect that you're gonna have a max leg day. Just go in there and do some light reps. Do some light weights on the leg extension, the squat machine, the leg press. Just going easy. And maybe what I found out for myself, every time I'm tired, or I didn't eat that much, I'm feeling unmotivated, just get into the gym, do a warm up, start easy. And every time I do that, I always feel so much better, even within like 30 minutes of the workout. And sometimes, the days I've gone in not feeling good, I actually sometimes have some of the best workouts, because that workout in itself regains the confidence, the why I do it, reinforces the identity that I have around health and fitness. Because every time I do that, the payoff for consistency and for me staying fit and working out every day, eating healthy, always outweighs the cons. There's so many more pros to building the consistency with staying disciplined in fitness and health. Yeah, I've been on the bike now for probably 10 minutes and I feel so much better. Feeling lethargic. Yeah, again, unmotivated. Start getting outside in the heat, start sweating a little bit, getting some water and some movement. The most important thing, the change, assess your identity around that you want changed, and take physical action. The worst way to make change is sitting around and not taking any form of action. Get up and move your body. Tony Robbins, 3 steps for change. What's your state, your story, and then your strategy. You gotta change your state, change your story, to then think of a more effective strategy. If you're feeling really loopy and poopy pants and tired, and you're sitting around thinking of a strategy, and your story's really crap, it's gonna be really hard to get up and change your state and work out. Go work out, do something physical, jump on a trampoline, a vibrating plate, a run, a walk. Reassess your story and come up with a plan and a strategy to make the change. You know, going back to identity, Why does it seem like so many wealthy people stay so wealthy, and even if they lose it all and go bankrupt, how do they get it back again? How do the really fit people who gain a lot of weight seem to get it back so fast? They can lose that weight so easily. The people who lose the money can earn it back so quick. What took them maybe 10 years to do, they can do more than half that time. What in your life has such a strong identity that if you did a total 360, why is it that you can get back to where you were before, good or bad? If you're really overweight, you lose a lot, why does it seem like you can go back to gaining a lot of weight again? Make a lot of money, why do you lose it just as fast, maybe even faster? And there's an identity there, an equilibrium, keeping you in homeostasis. Once you get out of whack on the totally opposite side, there's something in your identity that says, this isn't who I am. You go right back to the old self, for better or worse. Why is that? If you were to take any successful person in any field, strip them away of it completely, take away everything that they earned, it doesn't even affect them because they know they can get it back. That's their identity. It's who they are. So if you're looking to make a change more positively, that identity is holding you back, reassess that. You couldn't even get me to gain weight. My identity is so ingrained to be fit and healthy. I would probably become clinically depressed before I gained a lot of weight. I think that would happen first. Take a look at yourself, reassess the identity that you want to change for the outcome that you want, a better version of yourself. Take massive action, change your state, your story, whether that's the identity you're telling yourself, and then come up with a strategy.